All right. Year of the Snake. Gurkha. 3 different Year of the Snakes. Let's talk about it. This is the Year of the Snake. Let me find my cutter because I want to cut the cigar so I can smoke the cigar. This is the Year of the Snake by Oliva Cigars. Let's see. It says the celebration of the Chinese New Year and the Chinese Zodiac, Gurkha's Year of the Snake is a limited edition release comprising a trio of blends, all made by some of the most well-respected names in the industry, including E.P. Carrillo, Oliva, and Oscar V. This particular blend is Oliva's contribution to the series and is a 6.625. Why couldn't it be 6.75 or 7? I don't know. By a 52 Figurado that boasts a Mexican San Andreas wrapper, atop a Nicaraguan binder, and filler tobaccos. Each iteration of the Year of the Snake numbers 7,500 total cigars and feature an elegant, stylish design across the box. All bands with each blend denoted by a specific color. Black in this case. Kind of cool. All right. They tripled down. They didn't double down. They tripled down. And they came out with a, let me get a lighter, with a series of snakes. Gurkha is good at products. They are good at putting a story and putting out swag. We saw this at PCA, and all the Gurkha cigars, the guy said, "Hey, can I get you a cigar for review or whatever?" And I said, "Yeah, give me this one." And he said, "Which one of the 3?" And he found out this was Mexican San Andreas. I said, "Bubba, hook me up with that," right? And so we got a hold of it, and I am now smoking it a month and a half later because I've got a ton of cigars that I'm doing reviews for. And I'm a happy boy. Oh, that draws tight. Let me open that up a little bit more. That draws tight. Better. Now, it is like a double perfecta. Is that what they call it? Figurado. I'm called double perfecta because both ends taper. I know once this opens up, it will smoke easier, but I did not want to fight that thing for 3/4 of an inch, so I just opened her up a little bit. The wrapper construction is great. The cap is wrapped way down there. Lots of room to cut. This box press is nice and comfy. I'm looking to get into this, but anyway. Gurkha has some amazing swag and stories. They do. And they had a Year of the Snake humidor, which was gorgeous. Oh, God, dog it, that thing was pretty. And they had a bunch of different humidors and stuff like that for other flagship brands that they had. Very interesting. How's it taste? All right. I'm going to smoke this a little bit more before I really, let me get my foot over here, dive into it and talk about the flavors. But it's a Mexican San Andreas. And I've learned on Mexican San Andreas that is one of the leaf varieties, one of the plant varieties, that has toothiness. Little dots and deets you'll see in the ash, you'll see in the mascara line. And toothiness is at different levels or different grades. Some have a little bit, some have more, and some have a lot. I don't know if that's due to the soil, due to the way the plant is handled when it's grown, whether it's put under stress or not, whether it's got too much sunlight or too much rain or not enough or whatever. I don't know what causes the toothiness to be different varieties. I don't even know if the same plant has different toothiness on different levels. I don't know any of that. I'm working hard on trying to figure that stuff out. I just have so many questions that just ends up on the back burner when I sit down with a master blender and talk to him, or a tobacco man, or whatever. But I've noticed lately across the board, a lot of cigars that are Mexican San Andreas wrapped, the toothiness is minimal, and that black pepper spice aggression is subdued. You take a Mexican San Andreas from 5 years ago, and you fire that thing up, it looks like what's his name's Starry Night. There dots and deets all over the thing. God, it was gorgeous. It's amazing. And you got this earthy black pepper aggression that, when handled well with some other solid tobaccos, just gave you a firestorm of flavor. This Mexican San Andreas, I talked about grades. That doesn't mean that one is better than the other. It just means the intensity of the toothiness. Because some blends, you want that Mexican San Andreas, but you don't want it on 10. You don't want to run it up to 10 and rip the knob off. You may want a 2.5 to 3, right? Or you may want a 5 or a 7. You want to slowly crank that thing up, or you just want it to, you say, okay, I want to use some more subtle tobaccos, and I don't want this thing to overshine, so we are going to crank back the Mexican San Andreas intensity. And a master blender knows how to do that. Now, maybe when Mexican San Andreas first hit the scene, number one, there wasn't as much, and maybe that was the toothiness. Maybe it was a new expression of tobacco that was not saying it's new, but that it was really forefront in a wrapper, and so they wanted to make sure that it was a humdinger so everybody experienced it and say, wow, I can taste the difference. And then they slowly say, okay, let's grow this thing up, let's mature this thing out, let's dial back a little bit. Let's let other things shine. It doesn't have to be just a Mexican San Andreas stick. And I can appreciate that. Because this has that pepper, but not much. Has a barrel char, a bonfire. The smell when a bonfire is going out and it's just the embers and you're sitting out there by yourself smoking your cigar, because I ain't going to the house, so I'm done smoking my cigar and everybody else went in the house. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Get that barrel char. It's a little bit of espresso notes. It's funny, I was expecting there to be leathers, maybe some cedar oakiness. There's not. It really is a 1, 2, 3 profile cigar, but it's well done. The flavors are delicious. But who made this? Oliva? Yeah. Oliva don't mean no junk. Oliva ain't gonna put the name on nothing that ain't good. I mean, look at the Milano, the Series V, the other ones they got. I mean, come on. The band is impressive, and it is also huge. That's a Mexican San Andreas band. That's a toothy Mexican San Andreas band, because it is all out there for the world to see. And the blend, a little more subtle, a little more laid back, a little more mellow. It says, hey, I'm here, let's hang out. And I'm digging it. Let me pull this big band. Let me see if I can get this big band off. All right, so thick cardstock. I haven't talked about bands in a while. Thick cardstock. Very nice. They do good on the bands. I started smoking Gurkha when I first started smoking cigars because I didn't have a lot of money and they weren't very expensive. And I saw the Gurkha Ancient Warrior, which they don't even make anymore. They made a different one, but it's not the same. And it was the big Gurkha-headed dude that had the kukri, and it said Ancient Warrior. And I was in the Marines, and I got out, and I like cigars, and I'm like, that's cool. And so I smoked the Ancient Warrior based on the band, honestly. And then I buy a couple more cheaper cigars, less expensive cigars, and so I could have 3 or 4 cigars in my little humidor. Look at that ash. That's nice. Construction's solid. Mascara line's tight and tiny. But it's not laser, but it's well within the realm of scope of good enough, right? And I'm digging it. So I'm gonna smoke it down. We're what, 10 minutes in? I'm gonna smoke this thing down. If I find something different in transitions or whatever, I will hop back on and tell you. But if it keeps smoking this way, I'm not gonna waste your time. So I'll see you later. Leave me a comment, if you would please, and tell me, if you smoke Gurkhas, what your favorite Gurkha is. I would love to know. Keep it nice. I'd appreciate it. I'll see you later. Later, Tater. I am so proud of myself that I didn't say, I'm a sneaky snake. I'm sorry. Sorry. Sneaky snake. You know that video. Sneaky snake. Dude's got a little thing on his head with a little snake tongue coming out of it. I'm a sneaky snake. Not that smart. I'll see you later. I hope you didn't watch that. I hope it was over. Later, Tater.